when George Jr., who was 6 years old at the time, was in his bedroom playing with his nanny on the 3rd floor. When all of a sudden he got really aggressive towards her and started lashing out. His face turned really pale and went blank. Next thing you know it, George Jr. jumped from that 3rd-story bedroom window.
Coming up on Castle World's channel, we're messing with some ghosts today. So please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share to your second cousin. Thank you. Yo, what the flip is up, YouTube? I just uploaded my first vlog. It just went live about 2.5 minutes ago, for real. So that's kind of exciting. I also just woke up like probably an hour ago. I slept for about 12 hours, which is fucking crazy. So I'm probably not gonna record till later tonight when I get off work. I'm actually driving to Oklahoma City, and then in the morning there, we're gonna drive to Galveston, and so I'll probably be taking some videos, getting some footage with my boys, and yeah, it should be pretty fun. I'm gonna take a shower, make some food, and go to work, and then yeah, I'll see you guys later. All right, guys. Welcome to the vlog. This is like the second clip in it. I just wanted to capture Liam's room. Bro, chill. Pretty fucking dirty right now, no cap. Liam just got me some fake Prada glasses. I mean, some real is it Prada? Real Prada glasses off you know, the Prada website, not Panda Buy or anything, you know. It's kind of fire, you know what it is.
What's going on, guys? It's Castle World here, and today we're gonna be doing a Galveston tour vlog. You know, we just got here, came in, you know, less than an hour ago. So, this is the crib, you know. Got the living room right
Bro,
here.
kind of looks like Blake Becker. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
So
Yo, what the flip is going on, guys? We are flipping here. Oh, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Castle World. We are here in Galveston. You know, we just got some new crib, so I'm come on, let's go this way. We're gonna do a little crib tour, you know. I just bought this place for like a slight 1.4 mil, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just gonna take you guys along on the little house tour that I bought with my cold hard cash that I bought from research. Can you block that out? So welcome to the crib, you know what I'm saying? That this is where your boy resides for the rest of his life. He's gonna retire here. Yeah, so you know, you walk in here, you have a nice kitchen. You know, we just got this done actually about last week. So it is looking a little messier now. We just got some groceries. We walk down here, there's a freaking girl, and I don't know who that is. We got a bathroom here, you know, we got, I bet there's a crazy Asian that sleeps in here. Nothing too crazy, you know, we got the outdoor deck. Here, I'll let you go out there and so you can check it out. Fly work, you know. I can afford this. Dude, there's a little elevator there.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think it works though, because there's a lock on it. Like a combination or some shit, I don't know.
We're wheelchair accessible here, you know, we don't discriminate. We take care of our guests here at Castle World Resorts. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you upstairs real quick, you know, check out the rest of the crib. It's nothing too big, you know, because I didn't want to spend like a slight 5 mil, because that's a lot of dollars, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather gamble that on stake.com. Got the Red House vlogs playing, you know, classic Red House vlogs. Show them around, you know, we got a bed. We got like 4 bunk beds. It's gonna get real bouncy. Someone in here? Huh? Oh, that's okay. Someone's in the bathroom, someone's using a pooper, so can't give you a little tour. Yeah, that's about it for the house tour. I'll see you guys later. I nailed it.
It's fuego. Are you recording?
Yeah.
I think.
Y'all probably hear wind, but that's okay. Got bro out here kicking sand, throwing a fit. What are we doing right now, Aiden?
Chilling.
And?
Vibing.
Better go on the ghost tour.
I'm about to see some ghosts.
Ghosts? We're hearing a lot tonight, particularly about the Great Storm of 1900. So before that flood, Galveston was a bit of a different place. We were pretty much on the path to becoming the next New York City. Next thing was the Texas Revolution. Now back then, the capital of Texas was a city called Harrisburg, and that was the third capital of Texas. Well, they got overrun by Santa Anna's army. The Texans panicked, and they fled here to Galveston, and they established Galveston as the fourth capital of Texas because of that port. Now, that was when they realized the port of Galveston was the largest in the south and the second largest in the country next to New York Harbor. So they recognized the island was growing quickly, and so they had a town meeting. They realized we were surrounded by the ocean. Hurricanes could be a real concern. Well, they called in the island's head meteorologist. This was a guy named Isaac Klein. And when he heard the question about hurricanes, he almost started rolling on the ground laughing. He swore up and down that it was absolutely impossible for a hurricane to form in that part of the Gulf of Mexico because the water was too shallow. Now, we all know that's wrong, but he was the expert, you know, he's like one of the doctors. He's supposed to be the guy that knows what he's talking about. So everybody listened to him, nobody questioned him, nobody spent a penny or lifted a finger to do anything to protect this island against any hurricanes, and it just continued growing. So they started advertising as like New Orleans, but without the hurricanes. And next thing you know, people started moving down here from New Orleans. That was actually when the Broadway Cemetery over at 40th and Broadway was established. Before then, that was just the fields. There were bodies buried there from the Civil War and from the Texas Revolution. That was it. For that yellow fever epidemic, though, there had been up until then they had buried the dead in the sand dunes. Well, we had so many dead bodies that when the tide came in, it would wash the bodies out to sea, and when it came back in, it would wash them back up on the beach. Change, right? They started to build back up. September 8th of 1900 rolls around, and we got hit with the worst natural disaster ever to hit American soil. The Great Storm of 1900 brought with it 145-mile-an-hour winds and 15 feet of water. Now, back in those days, Broadway, that busy street right there, was the highest point on the island, and it was only 8.5 feet above sea level. Now, a lot of people weren't expecting a flood, or a hurricane, they were expecting a flood, so you had people leaving their houses trying to get to high ground. That's Broadway, so people are leaving in droves trying to get to Broadway, but nobody is thinking about the 145-mile-an-hour wind, and that kind of wind, carrying the tiniest piece of debris is enough to take your head clean off. But here in Galveston, there were things like stucco shingles flying through the air. So while I'm sure plenty of people made it to Broadway because of that wind, nobody made it there alive. We went to bed that night with 40,000 people living here in Galveston. We woke up with 28,000. We lost over 12,000 people. Over a quarter of our population was like that. The storm died down, everybody left their houses. They were horrified because as far as they could see, in any direction they looked, there were dead bodies as far as the eye could see. They were piled up in the rubble and up in the trees, on the roofs. They were hanging on fences. The wind had thrown these bodies everywhere. And we got to clean all of this up. Now, as we were talking about earlier, it gets really, really, really hot and humid here in Galveston. So after a few days, of course, these bodies are decomposing. They're rotting, and they're making people sick. People are starting to die. People start to panic. So the more wealthy families on the island, like the Seeleys, the Moody's, the Balls, and the Kempners, organize what they call dead gangs. Those dead gangs' jobs were to gather up those bodies as fast as they could, store them in all the partially destroyed buildings so they could figure out what to do with them. Now, if you were an able-bodied man, it was mandatory for you to join those dead gangs, and if you did not, they took you down to Market Square over on the Strand, and they shot you. They actually shot 3 men for not helping, and I guess that was enough to get their point across because they gave everybody else a bottle of whiskey for the help, I guess. Well, we gotta get rid of both, so we said, you know what, let's just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll turn them into funeral pyres and cremate the bodies. So that's what they did. Now there's a problem with that. There is a lot of water, a lot of moisture in the human body. So to cremate human remains, you need very, 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 very high temperatures, a minimum of about 1,650 degrees. Anything lower than that, you were just having a bonfire or a barbecue. As we all know, when there's a barbecue, whatever's on that grill is going to give off a smell. So we had the smell of burning human flesh covering the whole island, but it got worse. It drifted off of the island onto the mainland as far as Houston. People in all the neighboring cities were complaining to their city officials about that smell. Third, we're going to turn and go a block and then come back this way. I encourage lots of pictures and videos because when it comes to spirits, your cameras pick up tons of things that your eyes just don't catch. Those 300 bodies that were dumped in the ocean, that's where they were stored before they were dumped in the ocean. So that might explain that. Then that same building, it sometimes gets really hard to breathe. So, but on 2 separate occasions, and that was also the 2 goals.
Gotta find a ghost.
Yeah, for this past Christmas.
Here right now. So apparently we're not running into any ghosts. If you can see that one there. But we'll see.
And it was just him, his wife, and his son George Jr. Now this house is 20 bedrooms. It is 7,800 square feet. Why does somebody need a house that big for 3 people? I have no idea. But here it is. First week on the island, George and his family threw a big party here. They invited all the wealthy and influential people on the island to try to make friends and business contacts, and that was going well. But at the same time, George Jr., who was 6 years old at the time, was in his bedroom playing with his nanny on the 3rd floor. When all of a sudden he got really aggressive towards her and started lashing out. His face turned really pale and went blank. Next thing you know it, George Jr. jumped from that 3rd-story bedroom window. Now the nanny panicked. She rushed outside to check on him and to tell his dad what had happened. George Jr. was already out there with his guests. He had seen what had happened to his son. He rushed up there to try to catch him. He wasn't that fast. Now when he did get up there, he realized that by some miracle, George Jr. had actually survived. He was hurt bad. Broken bones, bleeding, bruised up, but he was alive. And George Sr. asked him, why on earth did you jump out of that window? With that same blank, pale expression on his face, George Jr. said, I'm sorry, Daddy, I couldn't take it anymore. They wanted me to kill everybody in this house. The last straw was when they all started hearing voices telling them to kill each other. And one night, Mrs. Smith, when everybody else was sleeping, grabbed a knife and tried to murder her husband. Now, she did not succeed. She cut his arms up a little bit, but she was able to stop him. That was when they left their food, their clothing, their furniture, all their belongings with clothes on their back. They got out of this house. That was it. They were here for 2 years, 1912 to 1914. Okay, I'm looking for all day.
Like creepy.
But those stairs weren't on that door. So you see the awning over the top of that door? That was where that bail was. I'm not going to find a picture. A couple of days later, I'm on Facebook and I'd seen a post from it. What had happened, all the work they were doing here, they were stacking all the culverts and everything right up against his door. So he couldn't even get business. Mardi Gras, actually about a week before the COVID lockdown started. I had a really big tour. I'll back up a little bit because he's such a mannequin in his truck. And back when I first started giving tours, but what happened, he works in the Woodlands. So it's all the way on the other side of the Houston. So I'm sure he used that for the HOV lanes.
Did they actually check for that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Did you? Okay.
They got cameras. Normally, like it's Christmas, Halloween, the colors of these lights and the lights that make the house glow always match. So this looks more like what they do during Easter. But like Halloween, it'll be orange and black lights. You know, it's really cool. But we'll get up here and play a little bit on this house.
Back there, 836
Out here, this is not surprising. So right behind y'all, this is the oldest house on the block. It was built in 1867 by a guy named Waters Davis. Now, Waters Davis was an engineer, a really smart guy that actually helped design and build the seawall. Now, he was also a collector. He liked archaeological stuff, you know, clay pots, arrowheads, bones, things like that. But his collection was getting kind of, he had everything he could think of except for one thing. He wanted the mummy. So he went to Egypt, bought himself a mummy. He brought it back here to Galveston to put on display in his living room in a glass case. Now, I guess he didn't think about the climate difference between Galveston and Cairo. It's a lot more humid here than it is there. So after a few days, that mummy was rotting. And his house smelled like a rotting mummy. And he had to get rid of it. So he buried it in his yard somewhere. Now, to this day, nobody's found that mummy. 3 of the families that have owned this house have dug up this entire yard trying to find that mummy. And it has not been found. Sarah, as a wedding gift.
I see it.
Now, that was our wedding gift. Now, Sarah and her husband never opened their door, and it would be the most beautiful woman they'd ever seen. She'd invite them downstairs to drink wine, dance, have a good time, and they'd have the time of their lives. Sometimes they'd even want to marry her. The next day, he'd come down to the front desk and ask the clerk, hey, I know you're not supposed to tell me anything about the other guests. Tell me on your own property, you're going to get as far away from your house as you can. That's what I think.
The raiders been going fucking crazy. That means that they're behind us.
The last tour I had through this neighborhood, I had one person, their EMF detector was beeping through the entire tour, and nobody else is beeping at all. They were.
You want it to be so bad, don't you?
All right, now looking around the block, can anybody guess where I think that mummy is?
The mummy?
I've got a suspicion.
Okay.
Right there in the curb.
It's a different block. Buddy, on my tour a few months ago, actually over a year ago, figured this out, and I think he was right. That is. That's where that's the farthest point on this block he can get from his house. And the reason I think that, I was standing out here one night waiting on my group to catch up, and one of the guys on the tour came up to me and told me he thinks he knows where the mummy's at. He pointed that place out, and I said, well, yeah, it's 100%. Why do you think that? He said, well, that picture you showed me. I said, that figure, that long head. I always thought alien, but mummies have the wrappings on their head. That shadow was the mummy. That's why I was mad when they started renovating that place. I was hoping they'd tear it down and try to dig underneath it. Get rid of the mummy, because I don't think, I mean, that place has a history of
Hope I see that mummy. No, I'm gonna die.
See if I see anything here. Alright guys, I'm gonna upload this and it's y'all's job to see if y'all see anything in the window. Alright.
This is the first brick mansion in the state of Texas. It is also the most well-preserved building, or most well-preserved house anyway on the entire island from the 1900 storm. She discovered that her favorite thing to paint was portraits of herself or the other women on the island and the nude. She would then hang those naked portraits all over the walls of her house. Betty was also
I'm trying to
very
get to her
social.
house for her.
Like I said, this place out party. People tell me all the time about them to see a party. So look at this lady in a really long red dress strapped down behind her. Smoking a big fat cigar, but how much better her parties were. Now, the Galveston Historic Foundation, smoking a cigar in their house, you would probably see smoke in the areas, but you're not going to stop the Queen of Galveston from smoking in their house. Just
The cat. Oh my god.
she's going to do it twice. The first time she is really kind of shaky with her camera, so she'll do it again. She'll be a little more steady.
The cat is alive, right?
Yes. Yes. He has rubbed on my legs. He has scratched me when he was in a bad mood. So that was my first introduction to him. Okay, I've told now when he joined the tour, he would follow us sometimes all the way back here, and it was about a 20-person group, and he had followed us again. So he's standing right around here, and one of the ladies looks down and says, "Well, what's his story again? Why is he haunted?" Now that was a stop on the tour back then, so I kind of gave her the shorter version because everyone's got kids, they're ready to go. So I told her this little boy is protecting this little spirit of little boy is protecting him. So that explains it. Everybody on the tour looked at her like she was crazy. Then she showed us this picture. There's Toby.
Oh my gosh,
There's our shadows. There's a half of a human shadow with no legs. And no shadow of a cat anywhere to be found. That was when I stopped arguing. That was like, okay, I can't disprove this. Whatever, just be nice, Toby.
Bro, when I'm thinking of ghost stories, I'm thinking of like getting scared. I want to be scared, bro.
I was.
You gonna go through a haunted house lamp?
Yes, literally.
Did you stare at the windows on
Yes, I tried to.
Oh, I didn't want to stare.
I videoed some windows.
Did you? I
So
didn't
maybe
want
we'll see
to.
something.
Every time you'd move and it would move with you, and you'd switch and it'd move with you, and I was like, golly, I don't know if I want to see that today. I was a little freaked out. I was.
This makes this one right.
Like the Bermuda Triangle, I can make it back. Burning exotic coral reef with all my blood. You chain a treasure chest, but my piece hit like water cup.
I would say 144 times I think about you, something like that. More because I get so freaking mad when you were right back. Thank you guys for watching this Casual World production video. It was kind of exciting, and it was also probably my longest video I've made to date. I mean, like vlog wise. So if you guys did enjoy it, it would mean the world to me if you left a like and actually subscribe, because that is letting me know that I can keep making this stuff. It took a lot of time to edit this video and to put it together, so I would appreciate it. If you liked it, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.